Hey guys, and welcome back to CM Rankings Interviews. And sorry if I haven't posted in a while. I've been busy with school, but I should be posting a little more often. I have a couple of videos planned. I'm going to be doing pretty soon a top 5 Halloween movies, and I will also be ranking all 12 of the Halloween movie, like the actual Halloween franchise movies in October after the Halloween Kills comes out. I'm really excited for that movie, but I'm slowly making my way through them. But before we get into this tier list, I just want to say this is my opinion, and this is one of my favorite shows. So I know not everybody is going to have the same opinion as me, but you know, it's fun to just rank the characters. So I thought I would do that. I will also be moving them on here, like top S tier or middle S tier. So it will be an actual ranking and not just a tier list. Now we're going to be starting off with Michael Scott, the character who I think without him would not the show got horrible. I honestly do. I think season 8 was okay. Season 9 is horrible. I hate season 9 with a passion. I think they screwed up so many characters, but Michael Scott is one of those characters that I think is one of the top 3 best TV characters of all time, in my opinion. I think Steve Carell does a phenomenal job as Michael Scott. He is hilarious. He does the cringe comedy great. He's Michael Scott. He's kind of a jerk, but he means well, and that's what makes his character such a good character. Oscar's going in the B tier. I don't really like Oscar's character that much. I think he could have been better, but he's just I don't know. There's just something. He's really normal, and he's one of the most normal people in the office. But I don't know. To me, he's just okay. David Wallace is going in the C tier. I don't think there's, he plays a huge part in the series, but I don't think David Wallace really his character really stands out in my opinion. But he's C tier. He's not F tier, but who is in F tier? Gabe. I hate Gabe. I think he's the worst character on the show. He's creepy. He's not funny. Zach Woods does an okay job, but the writing for his character sucks, and I don't know, he's just a creep, and he's not funny, and all the jokes they try to do and make him pathetic, it just doesn't work. Jim Halpert is also going in S tier, not as good as Michael Scott. I think Jim is still a really strong character, and I honestly think that the top 4 characters are all like top 20 characters of all time in a comedy. But Jim Halpert is also one of the most normal people in the office. He's really funny. He plays off of people brilliantly with Dwight and the pranks and looking at the camera and Pam. He's just a great character. Kevin's going in the A tier. Kevin Malone. He's really funny. As this series goes on, he gets dumber, but he also gets funnier. I think one of the funniest and most surprising moments of the series is with Kevin's dog. Now, it's pretty funny. I'm not going to spoil it, but Kevin's just hilarious. He's a big, dumb teddy bear. Joe Bennett. Joe Bennett is a character that I think doesn't fit very well in The Office. I don't think she's F tier, but I think David Wallace is better than her. She's played by Kathy Bates. She does an okay job, but she just doesn't work. She's one of those people, I think she contributes to making season 7 one of my least favorite seasons. I'm not a fan of season 7, and I think she's a big part of that. She's just not funny, and she treats people, I don't know. She's just not that funny. Phyllis is going into the B tier. I honestly think she's not as good as Oscar, but she's still really funny, and she still is a classic character. Nellie Bertram is going in the C tier. Just kidding. She's going in F tier. High F tier. She is not funny at all. I don't think I've laughed at any of her jokes. She's not funny. They make her kind of a pervert. She's just her and Andy, with Andy hating her a lot. It just doesn't work, and it's just not something I really like. Charles Minor is also going into the C tier. And while I'm at it, where's D'Angelo? Here he is. I will put him here. I think that these three bosses are the kind of the bosses in the era of when Michael Scott was leaving, when he did leave, and his replacement. I think that these three um, characters don't work. I know Kathy Bates' character isn't really trying to replace Michael, but Charles Minor and D'Angelo are, and they don't work. I think what they do with Will Ferrell's horrible. They make him a jerk, and they change his character so much in one episode. And then we have Idris Elba does a decent job, but he's not really that great. You know who's else not that great? Clark. Um, I'll put Charles Minor in top tier just because it's Idris Elba, and I'll put um, Clark behind David Wallace. Now, Clark is supposed to be mini Dwight, and I'll also put Pete because they're kind of the same character. They're not very, they're both new guys in the office in season 9, and they're trying to replace Dwight and Jim, and they don't work, but they're not horrible characters. Mose is going into the B tier. I know a lot of people love Mose. I know he's hilarious the time that he's in, but he's not in much. If he was in a little more, he probably would be in A tier, but he's just not in a lot. Hank is going in the B tier. Hank has some of the funniest deliveries of the show. For a minor character, I think his delivery is really funny. And next is Todd Packer, who's also C tier. I think he's better than some people on here, but he's still not a great character. I think what they do with him and Michael Scott, he really shows the progression of Michael Scott's character. And next we have Stanley Hudson, who I think is going in the A tier. Not as good as Kevin, but he's still a pretty funny character. The whole Did I Stutter thing was really funny, and he just adds a lot of comedic humor to The Office. Next up is Holly, who I think a lot of people don't give her enough credit, but I really like Holly. She is probably one of the best newer characters in the show. She's really funny, and she works very well in the show. She's kind of just meant to be there as the female Michael Scott, but I think she holds her own. Pam Beesly is going into the S tier. Not as good as Jim, but not as bad. She's not A tier. She's S tier. She's Pam. Now I do know a lot of people that don't like her character. She's not the funniest character, but she does have a lot of heart, and her stuff with Michael and Jim, it works very well. Daryl Philbin, I want to put in A tier, but I think I have to put him in top A tier. He's one of the most normal people in the office, along with Jim, and he's just really a cool dude, and Craig Robinson does a great job portraying him. Next up, Roy. Now, I know Roy was meant to be a jerk, and for that, I think his character works well because he definitely does fill the role of being a jerk, but he's just not one of the best. He's not one of the most memorable characters in the show. Next up is Dwight Schrute, who I think is second to Michael for being one of the funniest characters in the show. He's so funny with how random he is and how crazy things escalate when he's in charge. He's just one of the best written TV characters, I think, of all time. Angela is B tier. Now, I know a lot of these characters are B tier, but a lot of them work. But Angela she's a really good character. Not great, but she's a good character. I think the whole thing with the senator and Oscar, not my favorite. Also didn't like the stuff with Andy and Dwight, but other than that, she can have some pretty funny moments. Now, next we have Erin. Now, I really like Erin. Now, I know a lot of people think she's annoying, but I think she fits into The Office perfectly. I think she's really funny, and she's just her and Michael Scott are really great in the show. Bob Vance is going in the C tier. There's really nothing about Bob Vance except for that one running joke of Bob Vance refrigeration. But other than that, he's just kind of there. Robert California, F tier. I think he's the worst character on The Office. I hate him. He's actually whoops. Gabe is better, I'd say. I think Gabe is better than. No, he's worse. Gabe's worse than Robert California, but Robert California, his type of humor does not work in the show. Karen, C tier as well. Now, C tier is not bad, it's just okay. She doesn't add much to the show, so I'm going to put her right behind Pete. Kelly, A tier. I think Kelly is really funny. Mindy Kaling does a pretty good job playing her. And let's put Ryan in the A tier. I think the whole temp thing was pretty funny. He is the weakest of the 5 main characters, even though he's not really a main character, but he is credited as one. But he's just not. He's not very memorable. His characters just, they've changed him so much that I think he's actually top B tier. Next up, Meredith, also B tier. I don't think she's that funny. I feel bad for her more than I actually like her character and think she's funny. Creed is definitely going in the A tier. This is an unpopular opinion, but I don't like him as much as a lot of people do. I think a lot of people, they really love his weirdness, but I don't know. There's just something about it that I don't find very funny all the time, but a lot of the time he's a crazy character and he works really well. Jan Levinson is also going in the B tier, but I'm going to put her pretty high because she does have a lot of good moments with the other characters in The Office, and she's really a good character. Andy Bernard is going in the A tier for me. I don't count really season 9 for his character, but other than season 9, I think Andy is a great character. Season 9 absolutely destroyed his character, but he's just so hilarious. Ed Helms does a phenomenal job playing the character, and he's just a great addition to The Office. Next up, Toby Flenderson. The character himself is okay, but his relationship with Michael is what really kind of brings him up higher. But there you guys have it. There is my ranking of The Office characters. Tell me your favorite characters down below and your least favorite. I really want to hear it. The Office is one of my favorite shows of all time, and I know it's a lot of other people's. Please hit the subscribe button down below. Help me get to my goal of 400 subscribers. Also, leave a like because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching. May the Force be with you.